Well, just want to talk to you, man. You got this brand new guitar coming out, and it's a road worn. It looks beautiful. What are your thoughts on it?
I'm excited. I'm just glad that that I've got something out there that I feel this strongly about, that people can go buy, that's truly affordable, in the sense that if you go in a music store, trust me on this, you shouldn't pay over $1,000 for it. That's the beauty of buying music gear, is you can haggle. And for under $1,000, for 3 figures basically, you can go out of a store with that, and it'll last you a lifetime, and it's really, really well made.
Do you think that going forward working with Fender, you're probably going to have some other models, maybe a custom shop and things like that?
I hope so. I mean, it's who knows where this will go. I love the idea of this being a starting point, and also the fact that I want to see players I want to walk down Broadway and see some guy playing it.
Right.
You know what I mean? I want to see it at a church camp, some kid that's 15 like I was. Right. It's basically playing, and I also hope people make it their own. I mean, if they want to modify it, it's a Telecaster. You can't hurt it.
Well, it was so great when you did the display at the Country Music Hall of Fame, and we're talking about, when you started out playing, and so do you think this could help introduce young people to guitar that maybe hadn't played before?
Definitely, and that's one of the reasons why I didn't want to start with a guitar that was in the thousands of dollars. Right. That was, if you do custom shop, you're talking $4,000 or more.
Oh yeah.
Maybe 10. Yeah. I mean, I've seen some Clapton Strats that are $10,000 or more, and I think that when you think about making an impact, it's sort of the reason we don't charge hundreds of dollars for tickets to my concerts. Typically they're somewhere around $50. So it's like I want everyday ordinary people to be able to be a part of this. I want it to be touchable to them.
Incredible. Thank you, Brad.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. We've got one of the product consultants here for Headrush. Jer is a buddy of mine from Las Vegas, and you got to tell me about this awesome new pedal product you're working with, Jer.
Well, this is the Headrush Pedalboard. It is the world's first standalone guitar amplifier, effects, microphone simulation, basically a guitar tone toolbox, all in one unit with a 7-inch full-color, high-resolution touchscreen and a quad-core processor. Double the power of anything that's ever come before it, but with the ease of a touchscreen. Right. So if you can use a tablet, you can build the world's greatest guitar tones with this box.
So you plug them straight into like your amplifier, and then how are you downloading the sounds, Jer?
You can either plug it via USB into your computer. Okay. That way you can record directly into your favorite software, but you can also use that to store your favorite sounds on the desktop. You can also use it to update right off of our website. It's an entire user community, so people will come up with their favorite guitar tones and they can share them on the internet, and so it's an awful lot of fun, and it's great for live use, also great in the studio, great for playing a big, evil amplifier tone while the baby's sleeping in the next room and you got your headphones on with your smartphone plugged in, jamming along with your favorite stuff.
Well, now, how many amplifiers, how many effects and everything else does it have within the Headrush unit, Jer?
It really is, sky's the limit. We give you 270, roughly, what we call rigs. But the joke is people ask how many will it hold. We don't really know yet because we've got units out there with 1,200 rigs in them, and the users hit save and it saves them. So sky's the limit, really. I mean,
what are we looking at cost-wise for the average person here in Nashville?
Map price is $9.99, and that is at least 2/3 the price of the nearest competition. But we feel like between our ease of use and the power that we're bringing and just the overall tonal quality and the quality of the piece, we're actually we're really proud of where we stand in the category, never mind the price. The price is just a bonus.
There you go. Headrush with my buddy Jer Gervasi. Check it out, great pedal. I'm talking with Scott Fulweiler, who is the manager of artist and events coordination for CF Martin Guitars. And Scott, thank you so much, buddy.
Thanks, Eric. It's good to see you once again.
I'll tell you, few people know as much about Martin Guitars as you, and I appreciate you walking us through and our viewers through all the new models that you guys are launching here at Summer Namm.
Wow, what a pleasure. Thank you for the opportunity, first of all. We brought it down, and I'm excited. When I get excited, I'm pretty stoic, I'm excited with the models that we brought down. A lot of energy and a lot of new energy at the place, and a lot of new challenges, but it shows that 184 years, we're still forging ahead, hopefully harder than anyone else in this business, this industry. We like to set an example. It's a tribute to the ownership. All my co-workers back in Nashville, that's where I am now, in Nazareth, in Navajo, Mexico, administration, craftspeople.
Well, and also the incredible electronics things you guys launched, even at Winter Namm, Scott.
Electronics, I mean, who doesn't amplify an acoustic guitar anymore? But it's one of the most challenging instruments to amplify. So we keep forging ahead. We're working with Fishman and LR Bags most readily, and just keep an eye out. That's all I'll tell you.
So what else are you rolling out here at the show, Scott?
Well, I like this one. I mean, it's out front here. Doesn't mean it's any different than others, except for one important. I'm going to sum it up with this little saying that's in this guitar, and it just says "Made in USA." Now, let me tell you or share with you why that's important from where we are. We always, we're always ahead of the curve with maintaining the integrity of legal, how they want this presented. It's been made in USA since 1833. However, it's of mixed content from all over the world. So the latest thrust is made in USA with content from all over the world. Well, when Mr. Martin heard something like that, the bells go off in his head, and he said, I wanted to say that in there, and you couldn't do it with any other model unless you sourced all of the material from the United States.
Wow, so all of the woods, all of the materials used in this acoustic guitar then, USA.
That's correct, including the tuners, Spurzel, made in USA tuner. So we had some hurdles to jump through to just be able to put that stamp in there and call that model USA.
I also want to bring up, and I got the press release on one of the guitars back here behind me.
The Street Master.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about this, if you could, Scott.
Okay.
I just think that's gorgeous.
Thank you. The finish, thin finish, distress finish that we're doing. This is a little homage that we're launching to the street performer and busking, and we took a D15 mahogany series and they put this innovative finish on it, so it looks like it's worn in already, and we expect good things out of it.
Scott, thank you so much. It's always a pleasure.
Thank you.
You're so knowledgeable on the Martin products, and it's always great to see the new things you guys are rolling out, and I think this is probably one of my favorites.
Street Master.
Now we're talking with Robert Getzel, who is one of the artists that works with Martin, CF Martin guitars. And we were just talking, Robert, and known for your great artwork, but now you're taking the artistry of the guitars up to another level with a lot of the work that you're putting on them.
Right, and I'm really lucky that Martin decided to get a printer that would allow this process to happen. And I was sitting in one of these meetings when they were discussing whether we should get a printer. And I'm thinking, wow, I could do an awful lot of stuff with that. So when I knew that they were going to jump in, I literally went to my studio and designed this guitar with this Native American theme. And it's not just some artwork that I grabbed out of a drawer. It was literally designed around the perimeter of the guitar, knowing that I was going to have real estate like a sound hole and a bridge blocking a good part of this thing.
Now, did you do this in oil? Because it looks like it almost has the oil texture.
It's actually a watercolor. So it's very fine brushwork that I did, and it was scanned and then run through their printing press, which is like a giant inkjet printer. So here's this body attached to this, and back and forth this inkjet goes, and it prints this image directly on it.
So how many of these will be produced then?
We're going to be making as many as we can during the course of a year. So I think there's an open sort of limit to the production number.
Well, incredible work, Robert Getzel. We're looking forward to seeing more great artwork on more incredible Martin guitars.
So I really appreciate that.
Thank you once again, Robert Getzel with CF Martin Guitars. Our special guest, Dick Boak, who is known as CF Martin historian, so many things, so many jobs over the years, Dick, that you've had with the company in your tenure, and besides being an incredible artist, I want you to tell me about this guitar from the Summer Namm Show.
Well, this is my 41st year, and I'm set to retire in January. And we were having lunch with Chris Martin, and he said, hey, you got any artwork that we could use on we have a new process for publishing on the top of a guitar, and I had done this artwork about 2.5 years ago and just had it on my computer. It's called the Inside Out Special Edition, and the premise here is that most people never get to see the inside of a Martin guitar, which in my estimation is the most beautiful part. So I illustrated the inside of the guitar. I'm going to put my illustrations in between the braces.
Right.
So that's how it came about, and so as I head into retirement, this is kind of my farewell guitar.
Well, not farewell, you know, and I think it's so neat on this too, Dick, knowing your history, that you've really kind of taken this full circle, because in your early days when you were a luthier and you were out dumpster diving for wood, building guitars at your apartment, and then you began working at CF Martin, so you knew these from the inside out with the bracing, and then taking your artwork and doing this on the top is just kind of, it's that full circle of life, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. You know, all I can say is that I'm the luckiest guy in the world to have spent my entire career, most of it, at such a fantastic company, working with people like you and the fantastic artists that I've had the pleasure of working with, and being around great instruments and great music. It's just, what could be better than that?
Well, I'll tell you what, Dick, the guitar community feels very lucky to have you, you know, working with artists like Marty Stewart, Steve Miller, so many great ones that I think there may be a concert even in January for your retirement to where John Mayer and a few people may show up.
They might just show up.
The one and only Dick Boak.
No tickets available yet, don't call the theater.
Dick Boak, CF Martin, be sure and check out this awesome new guitar, and we're not going to let him retire yet. We're talking with Ilya from GameChanger, and they came out with this awesome new pedal, and I got the press release, and I wanted him to explain this to us. They just came out with it for Summer Namm.
Hi everyone, so yeah, my name is Ilya, GameChanger Audio, and this is our first product. It's called the Plus Pedal. The Plus Pedal offers piano-style sustain and sostenuto functions for all melodic instruments.
Well, you know, and what's so cool about it, Ilya, is it looks like basically your foot pedal from a piano or something, where you would sustain, but you get to use it for other instruments.
That's it. So we wanted to make something that's different, and we wanted to make something that's game-changing. No, that's scratch that. So we wanted to make something that, like, if you see this on the floor, you instantly know what it does.
It definitely catches your eyes. Now, where can viewers find the pedal, and what prizes are running right now when they find it online?
So yeah, basically we're just finishing up with our first manufacturing round. So there is a little bit of a queue to get one, maybe like a month and a half of waiting time. But so the website is pluspedal.com. The price point at the moment is $289 plus shipping, and yeah, and I think we're going to come into plenty of stores quite soon.
Well, I hope you're having a great show, Ilya, and I appreciate you showing me the new pedal.
All right, thanks a lot, Eric.
All right, thank you. Andy Winston from Yamaha, product specialist, is going to tell us about some of the new products with the great guitars they're coming out with at Summer Namm.
Yeah, so it's a very exciting time for Yamaha acoustic guitars especially.
Right.
Reason being, right now we're doing a limited edition run of a Billy Corgan's signature guitar.
Wow.
Billy being the leader of the Smashing Pumpkins and a solo artist as well. So this is exactly the same guitar that he plays on stage. Our limited jumbo body, the rosewood board, but what we've done is we've done some special features. Open geared tuners.
Love the vintage tuners.
Isn't that great? We put his logo across the headstock. Different saddle, different nut, and the brass bridge pins really makes this thing a tone machine.
Now, is this also using your technology for drawing out the soundboard too, Andy?
Yes, this has our acoustic resonance enhancement, which actually almost pre-ages the internal of the wood.
Right.
And gets this wood to lay down and actually sound a little bit better.
Well, now, Andy, what are you doing with the electronics on it?
We actually haven't done anything with the electronics. It still has our passive acoustic pickup system, but that's what he wanted. And there's a pristine quality to having a straight pickup to the end pin. And when you plug this guitar in, you will really know the difference.
I can't wait to hear it. Well, we're going to check out now. Andy's going to take us and show us the new Yamaha basses as well. You know, Andy, I really appreciate you taking us through the new acoustic guitar, but you guys are doing a lot of cool stuff with your basses also. Can you tell us a little bit about your BB bass line right now?
Yeah, BB has been a stalwart for Yamaha for probably going on 25 or 30 years now, but it's been a while since it's got a refreshing.
Right.
So for 2017, you're getting a refreshing of the whole line. Now what we've done is we've also gone to a more aggressive entry-level price point of $299 for the entry level.
Wow.
The 2 Series, the 4 Series, the 7 Series at about $799.
Right.
Active electronics. The very cool flat finish on the wood.
that.
Isn't that just stunning?
Oh, and that with the 2 new bolts.
Now I know you guys are familiar. You guys have interviewed Billy Sheehan in the past.
Right.
We took this right off of his bass.
Wow.
The benefit to the end user is it really pulls the neck back into the pocket of the guitar and actually gives you great transference of tone from body to neck. Now this BB is made in Japan at Yamaha Music Craft Japan.
I love that finish.
In midnight blue.
Oh, yes.
The 45-degree miter stringing across the back.
Wow.
The extra bolts. Now what this does though is we drop the price on the Japanese. Now Japanese 4-string is $14.99, the 5-string $15.99.
Wow, that is gorgeous.
In a hard shell case, so
Well, yeah, and
absolutely
I think
stunning,
most
stunning
of
instrument.
us, you know with the Japanese craftsmanship too, particularly with Yamaha, just stellar work.
You'll notice though, Yamaha bases is a vertical integration. What we put on this, we'll put on the lower price points,
Right.
so that customer can get the benefit from this as well.
Well, I think that's great too, Andy, because it's a great way for students that are just getting involved with bass and with playing music to where they can actually afford it and have a quality instrument still, and then stick with Yamaha throughout.
We want to get them at Yamaha on their first bass, and we want to get them at Yamaha on their second and third bases. And I think with the addition and the revision of BB, we're on the track.
I'll tell you what, great looking products.
Isn't it great?
All right.
Thanks for coming out, man. We appreciate it.
From Yamaha. We're talking with Todd Sharp, fabulous amplifier repair guy, amp designer, plus he's played with Delbert McClinton. Todd, tell us a little bit about your new amplifier you rolled out this summer Namm.
Love to. Thanks, Eric. Good to see you again.
Good to see you.
This is my new combo amp. It's 20 watts. It's got a single 12. We got a couple of different speaker options for it, but this is a custom-made Alnico speaker that we're having made for us. It's really pretty much the same amp as my other Jote 20. You know, it's got the different kind of architecture. I don't have a tone stack. I got these switches that dials in the attitude of the amp, which is gain and tone differences.
I really like how you brought down the controls on this too, Todd. And like you said, with the attitude and some of the different configuration you do, a lot of players are really liking this to really develop their own sound.
Well, the idea with this is, you know, I think what guitar players really want when they plug in to an amplifier is that they don't have to fight with the damn thing.
You should know, right?
Yeah, I always did. So, you know, like if you're gonna play your Telecaster, you might like this. And you might want to take some high cut and drop it to there. The low cut I really don't use unless the amp's, you know, the room's boomy or something. And then you drop it back a tad.
So Todd, you know what, you build such incredible amps. And I was telling you, not long ago I was talking with John Oates about, you know, him playing your amplifiers. What are you looking at on cost on this new model, Todd?
The new combo is $27.95 to $29.95, depending on speaker.
Now, are you going to be offering custom coverings and you know, the special woodwork like you have on your other models?
We're going to do the combo just in vinyl coverings, Tolex. This is the raspberry with piping. We're also going to do it in blueberry with piping. And if somebody really wants to, you know, twist my arm, we can do a natural finish like maybe the red or the orange. But the combos are the idea, because, you know, my other amps, which have been doing great, and we offer them in these finishes.
I'll tell you what, Todd, me personally, and obviously it sounded great when we walked up, but it's like the layout to me is very vintage, kind of retro, and I love that. But yet you still got all the access you need right at your fingertips, particularly tilted up.
Yeah, well, we're, you know, I'm real excited about this one. I'm you know, looking forward to selling plenty of them to all kinds of people.
Todd Sharp Amplifiers right here from the Summer Namm Show, hand-built in Nashville, Tennessee. We're talking with David Colty, who is the president of Supro and Pictronics. And you know, the Supro guitars, David, that you guys launched, so incredible. Great necks, great look. Now you've also launched the bass line to go with it too.
Well, Eric, we
brought back the Supro brand in 2014 with a reissue of the Thunderbolt and the Dual Tone, iconic early 60s Supro amplifiers.
Right.
And when we brought that brand back, it was such tremendous success of the amps, we started working on the project to reissue the Supro guitars.
How amazing. Well, you know, I was telling you too, from playing the guitars at Winter Namm, David, the playability and sound quality is just incredible, and the necks just play like butter. And so I assume you're doing the same with the basses, and I noticed also a fretless model.
Well, we're with the Huntington bass, we wanted to build on the success of the Highland series, which have this satinized neck and neck shape that's been refined considerably from the vintage originals, which were fairly difficult to play. The vintage Supro guitars, they look amazing. The pickups are like world-class, incredible vintage pickups, but they're very difficult to play and they're hard to intonate and things. So what we try to do is keep the finest elements of the vintage guitars with the colors and the feel of the guitars in terms of what they look like and their aesthetics and the original electronics, but we've completely overhauled the mechanical design. So this bass actually features a set neck design. So this is a glued in set neck like a Gibson, but you have full access all the way up to the top frets. You've got a smooth satin finish on the back of the neck, and this fretless model actually is satin finished on the whole body.
Now, what are we looking at on like price point wise, David?
Well, the Huntington bass for the single pickup model in mahogany finish with a piezo starts at $9.99 street price.
Wow.
And one thing that's important to mention about the Huntington, the defining feature of this bass is that it's short scale. This is a 30-inch scale bass, so it's incredibly easy to get around.
I'll tell you what, incredible basses, the brand new bass line from Supro. David Colty, check out the Supros. I think they're a great value and very playable, and you know they're going to sound great.